gets mentioned to me every time a show is finished, or set finished, and people are listening to it on Spotify and stuff, and quite like, what? And they always furrow their brow and just, not you. You're so quiet. My name's Thor Eide. I'm from Kelowna, BC. I started a slam-influenced deathcore band with some close homies. Probably, I think it was mid-late 2019. And we just wanted to make heavy music, so we just jumped right into it. We threw together our first album, I think, in just over 3 months. I guess it was not an album, it's an EP, but semantics, I guess. Yeah, that's me.
So how did Planet Killer come to be? Like you said, just you and a couple of homies, or a bunch of homies, were just getting together and you wanted to play some music. So how did this all come to be?
Basically, I'd been thinking about it for a while. I've always been kind of on the music side, heavy on the music side. More rock and rap, heavier rap stuff. So I would always try freestyling with my friends when I was younger, and my brother and his friends. And I really like to sing, and that's how I kind of had, I guess, a head start. I just learned to sing first. And one day I decided, I don't know, I was kind of in a point where in my life where I was a bit angry with the world. My father passed away from colon cancer, and in 2019 in May, and then I was just pissed off at the world, because I thought he was invincible, and then it kind of came down to, how am I going to deal with this in a healthy way instead of shutting down or becoming, I don't know, like absorbed with just getting drunk all the time, or smoking my brains out or whatever, right? So I just decided with some close friends, I met a guy, I don't actually remember how I met the guy, but through a close friend, we started just like a group chat. We were talking, and he said he knew a guy who was going to be at a local show. It was an Unending show, The Unending, at Fernando's Pub, and it was Alex was the friend. And he was actually sitting across from me at the table. I had no idea he was the friend I was going to be introduced to or whatever. But he just kind of just asked me who my favorite vocalist was, and I said either Mitch Lucker or the guy from Job for a Cowboy. His name is slipping my mind right now. It always does. I'm so bad with just the simple names. It's got to be like flashy for me to really remember.
No, that's fair. It happens. I'll tell you what, I'll do you a favor. I'll just put up the photo and the name up on the screen right now.
Perfect. That'd help a lot.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, people usually have Google open when they're using on podcasts. Joe Rogan does it.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. You got to keep your information in front of you.
Yeah.
So it's like a friend of yours is like, so there's someone I want you to meet. And you're like, oh yeah, cool. And your friend went, and here he is.
Yeah, we all just kind of sat down. We were kind of awkward with introducing ourselves. We might have been a bit socially awkward because of being stoned. I was heavier into weed back then. I don't smoke really anymore at all. But yeah, he was sitting across from me. We're all just drinking beers at Fernando's, watching The Unending. I think it was between sets or something like that. We were sitting down, and he asked me my favorite vocalist, and ended up just really clicking from there. I found out he was a really good guitarist. He was into, I guess, producing, mixing, and mastering a lot of music, and he'd done deathcore before. And I guess this is when I started my journey into metal. I had been practicing for a few years beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
but it was mainly just thinking about it and pining over it, and I'm gonna do this one day, but I don't know when.
Right.
And then it all just kind of came together.
Yeah. Well, so you're talking about like you were able to throw together an EP very early on in your band's existence, and A Grateful Death was released back in 2019, and your most recent album, Violence, is out now. And like I noticed that there's a thread that follows, or it seems to me like there's a thread that follows, connects
You're right.
one album to another to another. Is this a specific lore that you follow, or something that you're actually creating?
Yeah, so it's kind of it's just my imagination, basically, in complete terms, I guess. The whole concept of the band is basically when I was so pissed with the world back then, I was very into Dante's Inferno, the
Okay.
Divine Comedy, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was always a really interesting idea to me how he traveled down to hell. And so I thought, like, I'm pissed at the world, and the world's gonna come back and take revenge, basically. So Planet Killer is basically the reverse telling of Dante's Inferno from the point of view of, I guess, the void, the darkness.
Interesting. So this really is about like therapy and just working through a process and fighting your own demons, while at the same time knowing that there is something that you're reaching for.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So I had a chance to go through your postings. You're on SoundCloud, I think. Yeah, you are on SoundCloud.
I believe so. Yeah. Alex has got us on a million different different platforms. So
Yeah, I saw you're on Bandcamp, and it's interesting to see that a lot of reviews and a lot of people are saying you have to see Planet Killer live. So, what can fans expect from your live shows, and how do you aim to create memorable experiences for everyone in attendance?
I really like this question because I know exactly what we all do. I'm kind of we're all pretty much introverts in the band, but I'm, I guess, the most extroverted. Yeah, I'll walk around at shows a lot. I like to meet new people. So I'll talk or I'll goof around out loud. I have a little bit louder of a voice when I'm laughing, but my typical voice is pretty quiet. So when people, and I'm pretty calm too. So when people are introduced to me, they're like, "Wow, this is the vocalist." All right, cool. And then they don't really like think twice about it. And then once everybody's kind of buddy like a metal show, and the show starts and they see me and what I sound like instead of how I am, just my calm demeanor in the beginning. It just kind of, it gets mentioned to me every time a show is finished, or set finished, and people are listening to it on Spotify and stuff, and quite like, what? And they always furrow their brow and just, not you. You're so quiet. Yeah. Yeah.
The saying goes, "Speak softly and carry a big stick."
Yeah, exactly. My mom actually is my funniest moment at a show, probably. She came to my very first show we played, and she was in the crowd in the back. And at one point, the whole mosh crowd kind of parted down the middle, and I seen her and a couple of her friends standing there going, and it was the funniest thing I think has ever happened at a metal show that involved family. Yes, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So what's been the biggest challenge of getting your music out there? I mean, I know you just recently played a great concert it was in Kamloops, if I'm not mistaken.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen like some footage, and like you guys are getting polished like real quick. Like it is
Thanks.
impressive. But like, what's the biggest challenge of getting your music out there, and how has your fan base helped push you forward so far?
I'd have to say the fan base is really, they support, there's a few people on Facebook or Instagram or whatever that are just constantly commenting on posts, or they're always liking them and they're watching out for them, which is we can't even express how grateful we are for that. The biggest challenge of getting our music out there is basically funding. A lot of shows don't really pay that much. Spotify definitely doesn't pay for shit.
Yeah.
We do have like a decent amount, like more than I ever expected we would have of monthly followers, but or monthly listeners, sorry. Yeah, it's hard to make money, and Facebook ads are very expensive, and even hiring the right people to do so, like to place them in the right spots, it's kind of been a challenge.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Going out on tour is always like, I find, like, I've never been in a band, but I've spoken to many band members. Going out on tour is kind of a double-edged sword. You get an opportunity to go out, meet some people, maybe sell some merch, get tickets sold and get your name out there. But at the same time, it costs money. You got to drive to a venue. You got to, hopefully find a place to crash. If it's not a fan's house in their basement,
right.
It's a hotel, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, like, sometimes you just kind of have to rely on local or online communities to help you. So with that in mind, local and online metal communities, they can help influence your band's journey, maybe give you a bit of a direction. Has this been the case so far?
Yeah, we've definitely got some good references for like merch, like people to buy merch off of. We've got like nice hookups and messages and whatever for CDs. I think our most valuable is our art, because we've got a really good streak of just finding the right art, I guess.
Yeah.
We see it and we're like, that's it. And we use Endik Godfinger, I believe his name is, for a lot of our stuff. He's from a South Asian country. I'm not quite sure exactly which one, but he only charges about 150 USD for a sick logo. It's got lots of colors. Sometimes you can do like a custom one even.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's really, really, really affordable for the incredible art that is featured, like, from, like, again, Bandcamp and on your albums. Like, that is masterful work.
Yeah, absolutely. We're more than happy and satisfied with the stuff we get from him. I think there may have been a couple of times that it cost maybe a bit more than 150, but it was never 200.
Yeah,
it was never.
That's an incredible hookup you got.
Yeah, it's great. Message him right now.
Yeah.
Shout out Andy Godfinger.
Has there been any particular venues that you've attended so far that have kind of like taken you by surprise in a positive way?
I'm just gonna go with good old Jackknife. Jackknife Brewing down on Bailey Avenue, I believe, in Kelowna. It's a pretty small venue, but it's a metal bar. They're all about pizza. They got their own merch, beer. They do their own brewing there. So I got homies that work there too. All really nice people, and it gets really, really hot in there sometimes, like especially in the summer. And in Kelowna, it's like 32 degrees out or whatever. It's more than that inside.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a pizzeria, right?
Yeah. Well, they shut down right before, but the like lingering heat kind of sweeps through like a swamp fog. It's pretty awesome. I love the venue. Just the vibe overall.
Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna have to look that up the next time I'm in the Okanagan. I actually hit the road at least 4 times a year just to travel down. Like I said before, off camera, I'm originally from Vancouver, so I like to take that route. Hit the oh god, that highway, just the highway, just name escapes my mind. What is it? Coquihalla.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah, that crazy one that people crash on all the time, and it snows in the middle of summer.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that's cool. That sounds like a great place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
I didn't warm you up to this question, but I feel this is justified. If someone were to suggest your band to someone who had never heard of you before with one song, what would that song be?
I would say, I'd probably say either Reap Sow from our newest EP, Violence, featuring our friend Adrian from Our Last Crusade. Shout out, you guys. Um, yeah, either that or maybe A Grateful Death. Just because it's original. We haven't changed a ton from that. We kind of just scaled up and evolved a little bit, but yeah, that's just because of COVID and all the practice we got to put in for that. So
No, absolutely. Yeah. I was actually even thinking A Grateful Death too, because that when you released that, it was like the first thing that kind of hit your Bandcamp page, and it was on, of course, on the 2019 release. When I heard that, I was like, yeah, I got to talk to these guys. I have to. This has to happen.
nice.
So, that is a great song.
Give me a fucking ass. Not scared of the dead. Might as well be yours. That's running smell instead of a corpse. There's evil through the year. A universal symbol of care. Like it's our last breath. Disgusting to the omnipotent. Black smoke, close your eyes. Lost in some burning rage, images shaking you down. It takes a hold of your soul. End of your lifetime. Terminates itself. You will die tonight. The underworld prevails. Life is fucking meaningless. Let go. This is the end. Be grateful for your death.
Something I've been asking everyone so far this year is I like to ask a question and just kind of like put together a clip show towards the end of the year. A question that's like hopefully is universal, so you could take it as it is. But something I've been asking everyone so far this year is who was your first celebrity crush?
My first celebrity crush.
Yeah.
That's hard. Honestly, I don't know what came first. I think it was Jessica Alba when I was really young and the first Fantastic Four movie came out.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
was all over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
What was first? Was it the first Fantastic Four movie, or was it Dark Angel? Because she was the main actress in that TV show, Dark Angel, and
Right.
she caught my attention when that show was on.
I never watched Dark Angel. I heard about it and I saw the like promotion for it and
Oh, okay.
everything on the internet or on TV or whatever. But
Yeah. I want to wrap up just by getting your stuff out there, your name, your brand. So where can people find Planet Killer, and what is coming up in the near future for you guys?
right now we're kind of just working on tightening everything up. We're kind of doing some lineup changes a little bit. Just figuring things out at the moment. We're working on a little something with our bassist other band Hellseer out of Ontario. Can't really say much else, I think, about that. But you can find us on Spotify. We're just Planet Killer, no spaces. Um, Bandcamp, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon. Oh, Slam Worldwide
Slam World Live.
as well.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you guys are Planet Killer on Instagram as well.
Yeah, I think it's Planet Killer BC.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing more from Planet Killer in the future. And honestly, like, I hope to make my way down to the Okanagan in the near future, and hopefully I can catch you guys live.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We'd love to meet you.